Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current and latest news. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe to the channel as always. So a bit of a transfer news to give you an update on this current video today. I'm going to discuss with you now because I've already identified the key areas where Manchester United of course need to strengthen up, and we're all aware that investment is needed into Manchester United in the summer as well, because obviously we do expect departures as well. But today there has been news going on in the media, and there has been a narrative going on in relation to Toby Alderweireld, of course, as well. He's just recently turned 30 years of age. Obviously, last summer Manchester United, of course, were actually linked with Toby Alderweireld. So obviously, when Jose Mourinho was here, obviously it was one of Jose Mourinho's targets as well, was Toby Alderweireld. So reports saying that Tottenham are re-signed. Tottenham are re-signed to losing Toby Alderweireld reportedly to Manchester United. So reportedly in the summer, allegedly, Manchester United are expected to sign Toby Alderweireld, with his refusal to renew his contract reportedly, and he will be available for around £26 million as well with Toby Alderweireld. Initially, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said, recent stories have been based on what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said, and obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is focusing on getting, more attacking additions to the squad reportedly. So I think our main priority target is actually Manchester United's main priority. Manchester United's priority is actually to sign a right winger in the summer reportedly as well. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has basically said he's not interested. Recent reports said he's not interested in buying any defenders in the summer. He's focusing on getting a right winner in the summer as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So Solskjaer would prefer to recommend a right winner to come in the summer, because Solskjaer did say he wants to give our current defenders a chance to impress and prove themselves and all that as well. So I don't think he's too bothered about Manchester United buying any defenders in the summer, but we know we do need a centre back of course as well. But reports have been coming out about Toby Alderweireld today of course as well, because obviously last year last year? It was last year, I think it was back in December, that obviously Tottenham activated a 12-month extension, and obviously Tottenham included a release clause in that as well of £26 million. So he is under contract with Tottenham until 2020 is Toby Alderweireld. But I think people do have strong reservations about Toby Alderweireld, even though we know he can be a world-class central defender, can Toby Alderweireld of course as well, because we know he's well Premier League proven of course, and he probably would be a good leader in our back line if he was to come to Manchester United in the summer. But he is aging up. I do have quite a bit of reservations about him, to quite honest, because he has lost that yard of pace as well, and he has been at Tottenham a number of years now. He has made over 100 odd appearances in all competitions as well. But it would be hard for Tottenham to find an adequate replacement for Toby Alderweireld as well. But obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's recently said he's not interested in buying a defender, but I think £26 million is a reasonable fee for a central defender like Toby Alderweireld, to be quite honest with you. So that is a very, very low figure sum to be quite honest with you. But reports have been coming out about it today that Man United are now the favourites to sign Toby Alderweireld. It's also said that Juventus have been interested in him. It also said that Barcelona have also been interested in him as well. And throughout his playing career, he has mainly, been a very, very good player. Before he was at Tottenham, he actually was at Atletico Madrid. He won the La Liga with Atletico Madrid. Obviously got to the Champions League final with Atletico Madrid. He actually began his career with Ajax. Did Toby Alderweireld. He won trophies there, including 3 Eredivisie titles as well. Did Toby Alderweireld. I think at one point he was on loan with Southampton as well, but he is aging up. He is now 30 years of age, and he's just recently turned 30 as well. So reports saying that Tottenham are prepared to lose Toby Alderweireld to Manchester United reportedly as well. So reportedly we are leading the race as well. But we definitely need a centre back to be quite honest, because mainly since Chris Smalling has recovered from injury, obviously Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been going with Chris Smalling and Lindelof as a centre back partnership, and to be fair, they have been blending in very, very well together, Smalling and Lindelof. And Smalling has been a mention since he has recovered from injury, showing that he can play out from the back better. He's galloping forward more, just like Victor Lindelof is, to be quite honest with you. And could Manchester United sanction Eric Bailly off in the summer, because initially he has lost his place in the team. Bailly, even though I highly rate Bailly, he's got really, really good great potential as Eric Bailly, and I would probably prefer Bailly and Lindelof as centre-back partnership. Obviously, since Smalling's recovered from injury, Solskjaer has gone, with Smalling and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership, of course, as well. And of course, we've got Marcus Rojo as well, who's just recently recovered from injury, because he's obviously, been injured for a long time as well, as Marcus Rojo, and he has struggled at Manchester United. He's enjoyed a very, very difficult time at Manchester United as Marcus Rojo, because he struggled with his fitness regime. So this is obviously because he struggled, to get a run of games under his belt, Marcus Rojo as well. So somewhere along the line, he will be involved in the upcoming games as well. I should imagine, because now he's recovered from injury. You've got Phil Jones, as I currently said. Don't really highly rate Phil Jones anymore, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, he hasn't been featuring lately, of course, because he has been ill as well as Phil Jones. But I don't really rate him, even though, again, he's been one long in serving players here. He's been here since like 2011, 2012, or something like that as well. He can be good when he does get them run of games under his belt, but he is known for injuries, to be quite honest with you. Is Phil Jones. So I don't really highly rate him. I initially don't really highly rate Chris Smalling, but since he's recovered from injury, his performances have really improved, to be quite honest, and he's won everything here domestically as Chris Smalling. This is now his 9th season, is it now, with Manchester United, Chris Smalling as well. But either way, we definitely know that we do need a centre-back, and I think Solskjaer's thinking to himself, since he's took the reins at Manchester United, Manchester United defensively have actually really improved, and we have, especially away from home, defensively we've looked much better. So maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer prefers to bring a right winger to Manchester United in the summer and leave, buying a defender in the summer as well, reportedly as well. But yeah, so there's been a lot of talks, going on about Toby Alderweireld today as well. But Toby Alderweireld, it would cost us only £26 million, and that's a reasonable fee. But obviously, he's nowhere near on the same levels as Koulibaly. That's obviously, been one of our major priority targets, to go for the summer, because obviously, we were linked to a Koulibaly, we've been linked to a Koulibaly for the past couple of windows, as we all currently know as well. We're linked to him in January. In the process, Manchester United had 3 bids turned down. Of course, the recent one was £95 million as well, and he's very versatile, is Koulibaly, but his main position is that central defensive position. If Manchester United could come to an agreement, to actually get Alderweireld, Koulibaly in the summer, we could make him, the most expensive defender in world football, because the most expensive one at the moment is obviously Liverpool's Virgil van Dijk for £75 million. But we definitely need to address our defensive deficiencies, to be quite honest with you. Koulibaly's still got a contract with Napoli till 2023, don't forget. But the last time I heard about the rumours that Koulibaly was happy, that he was attracting interest and teams were following him, but I think he still said that he was committed to Napoli, he was happy with Napoli and all that as well. And obviously he's never played in the Premier League as Koulibaly, to be quite honest with you, but he's a really good central defender, to be quite honest with you. Napoli paid, £7 million for him from Genk, and he has been at Napoli, a number of years now, as I said. So he's definitely on a different level, to Toby Alderweireld, of course. The difference is obviously Toby Alderweireld's well Premier League proven. Obviously Koulibaly is not, because obviously Koulibaly has never ever played in the Premier League as well. So it is important that we do try and get a centre-back in the summer, even though initially Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did say he would prefer Manchester United, to get a winger in the summer as well. So I think Solskjaer is concentrating on getting a right winger to Manchester United in the summer. So I do think we are holding off buying a defender in the summer, and we are focusing on actually, getting a right winner, of course, as well. And obviously, I think our number one target, to fulfill that win position is obviously, Jadon Sancho from Borussia Dortmund. And we do know in the last 3 or 4 weeks, there has been a narrative going on about, that Manchester United have been heavily linked with Jadon Sancho. I think he's attracted interest, from a lot of teams around Europe, as well as Jadon Sancho, based on his fantastic performances, since he's been at Borussia Dortmund, and since he's broke into the Borussia Dortmund first team, his performances have been very good indeed. He's only 18 years of age, is Jadon Sancho. Only broke into the England first team last year, don't forget, as well. And I think he's got absolutely immense talent as Jadon Sancho. So do you think Jadon Sancho is the solution, to Manchester United's problems as well? And we definitely do need a right winger, without a shadow of a doubt. He's got a lot of years ahead of him to grow, develop and flourish, Jadon Sancho. But of course he's had experience of playing in the Premier League, because he had a couple of years with Manchester City, did Jadon Sancho, of course, as well. He never got into the first team with Manchester City. This is the main reason, why he basically left Man City, went to Borussia Dortmund. At that point, in 2017, a couple of years back, Manchester United, were actually interested in Jadon Sancho then. But reports have been coming out saying that Manchester United are preparing to pay up to, £80 million or £100 million for Jadon Sancho. And this would make him the most expensive English footballer ever if he were to come to an agreement, to get him. recent reports have suggested out saying that Borussia Dortmund are being ruthless and they are reluctant to let him go, regardless of what Manchester United offer him, of course, as well, because obviously Borussia Dortmund do know how much of a central player he is to them, Jadon Sancho. But as I did say, if Manchester United could come to an agreement to get him in the summer, he would be the most expensive English footballer ever. The even directors come out in the media, the Borussia Dortmund director, and he's basically said. He said himself that he believes that Jadon Sancho will stay at Borussia Dortmund next season as well. So this is what he's basically said. And he has still got a contract with Borussia Dortmund till 2022 as well. And of course as well Borussia Dortmund have been known for doing business with their players. They did it with Aubameyang. They sold him 59 million. They did it with who else did Ousmane Dembele, 106 million pounds to Barcelona as well a couple of years ago. But I think we've identified him as our number one target. Jadon Sancho as well, and he is young. He shows that ability to attack, score goals and all that as well, does Jadon Sancho. So financially they'd make a huge profit because they only paid £8 million for him from Manchester City back in 2017 as well. So do you think he'd be a good addition to our team if he was to come? Do you think he'd complement our attacking line very, very well indeed? So there has been a lot of rumours going on about it as well. Manchester United, of course, are obviously showed an interest in Douglas Costa as well. Solskjaer's monitoring and interest in quite a few wide men because obviously he wants Manchester United, to get a right winger in the summer as well. I think Douglas Costa is one of the players he's been monitoring, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And Douglas Costa, of course, is 28 years of age. Of course, he's highly experienced. I think he's lost his place in the Juventus team this season, to be quite honest here, as Douglas Costa, because obviously since the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo last summer, Douglas Costa, of course, has found game time very, very difficult indeed. But Douglas Costa, throughout his playing career, he's been very, very good indeed. Douglas Costa, he's still a very, very good player. Reports came out last year saying that allegedly Manchester United had a £54 million bid turned down for Douglas Costa last year. This is what it allegedly said in the media. Reportedly, reports did come out a while back saying that it could be available for £53 million in the summer. Could Douglas Costa as well? But he's 28. He's highly experienced. Of course, he's never played in the Premier League, but his dribbling's good. He's got a lot of tenacity about his play. I think he's versatile as well. He can put crosses into the box as well. Can Douglas Costa? And throughout his playing career, he's been a very, very good player. Juventus got him last summer for £36 million. Well, initially he was on loan for one season with Juventus, but obviously this is now his second season with Juventus. But obviously last summer Juventus paid £36 million to Bayern Munich, to make the deal permanent, as I currently said. And he's a And Douglas Costa is a talented player, to be quite honest. So his name has been mentioned as well. We know that Joe Felix is another player, that's been mentioned as well in the media, Joe Felix. And Joe Felix, he's only 19 years of age again. He's only very, very young, is Joe Felix. Since he's broke into the Benfica first team, reportedly his performances have been very, very good. And he only broke into the Benfica first team last year as well. Reportedly, he's got, I think it cost around £105 million to get him in the summer, because he has got a buyout clause of around £105 million as Joe Felix. He is mainly a winger, but I think he can play in other positions as well. So he is versatile, as Joe Felix as well. He's yet to make his senior debut for Portugal. Man United did instruct scouts, to keep a close eye out on the player as well. But Man United, have been closely, watching Joe Felix as well, and he's also a winger as well. So we have looked at quite a few winners, to be quite honest with you as well. We do know as well in relation to Gareth Bale, he's been linked with a move to Manchester United, since the David Moyes era is Gareth Bale, and he's also a winner as well, because he can play on each wing. Obviously, when he was younger, he could actually operate as a fullback as well, could Gareth Bale. But I don't see Gareth Bale probably, coming to Manchester United, to be quite honest with you. He probably will leave Real Madrid. He could leave Real Madrid in the summer, could Gareth Bale. And now, especially, because Zinedine Zidane's obviously been reappointed as Real Madrid manager. This is his second spell now with Real Madrid. Is Zinedine Zidane's, and of course Zinedine Zidane and Bale don't have a great relationship together, as I currently said. And obviously Zinedine Zidane is obviously planning for investment in the summer, for Real Madrid. I think he's going to get around £300 million to spend in the summer, and he's already planning to bring new additions into Real Madrid. But of course players will probably leave Real Madrid as well. I think Bale will probably be one of them, but I don't think Manchester United will probably get him, to be quite honest here. But I think, as recent reports did currently say that he'd reportedly, purchased an house in Manchester at Bale, and reportedly allegedly said he agreed personal terms with Manchester United ahead of a summer transfer. This was according to Dan Bollon, the Spanish publication. But I don't, reports were saying Man United willing to pay 60 odd million. Real Madrid were demanding that they wanted around 100 million pounds for Gareth Bale. But I wouldn't want Gareth Bale at Manchester United. Even though he is still a very, very good player. His ratio still very, very good. This is his sixth season now with Real Madrid, as well as Gareth Bale's. But I wouldn't want him because he's aging up. He's 29 years of age now. He's Gareth Bale. He's nearly 30. Of course, he's got a record of injuries as well. He's injury prone as well as Gareth Bale. So either way, I wouldn't want him at Manchester United. But we have heard the rumours, for a long, long time now, as I currently said. And of course, it's his sixth season now with Real Madrid. Of course, there's been rumours of him maybe, going back to Tottenham and all that as well, Gareth Bale. But obviously, he had 6 good years with Tottenham when he was in the Premier League, of course. He began his career with Southampton. Obviously, all the silverware he's won has obviously, become as a Real Madrid player as well. But now Zinedine Zidane has obviously, been reappointed Real Madrid manager. He signed a contract with Real Madrid until 2022 as Zinedine Zidane. So I do think Zinedine Zidane, will sanction Gareth Bale off this summer, of course, as well. But Manchester United, have still been linked with him as well. But I wouldn't want Gareth Bale at Manchester United, even though I still think he's a good player. But he's known for injuries and he's injury prone, of course, as well. We do also know that the rumours have been going on about Philippe Coutinho, guys, as I've been updating you about that on a regular basis as well. Philippe Coutinho, as I currently said, I think it's unlikely that Manchester United will make a move for him in the summer, even though it reportedly said that he's interested in making a move to Manchester United this summer, because obviously since he's gone to Spain, he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time, with Barcelona as Philippe Coutinho, and he's been at Barcelona now just over a year as Philippe Coutinho. Of course, Barcelona paid £142 million for Philippe Coutinho from Liverpool, in January of last year, of course, as well. But he's failed to live up to expectation levels as Philippe Coutinho. Since he's gone to Barcelona, he's struggled to run a form. He has lacked game time as well, so he hasn't been getting regular game time as Philippe Coutinho. Reports do say as well, according to the media, that reportedly there has been some kind of contact with his representatives and all that, and reportedly said Coutinho himself has spoken to some of our players, regarding the move to Old Trafford this summer, and I think it'd cost us around £100 million. So either way, if Barcelona do sell him in the summer, Barcelona won't recoup the initial £142 million they paid for him from Liverpool, of course, as well. Barcelona paid £142 million for him, of course, but Barcelona won't recoup that initial £42 million they couldn't pay for him. I still think he's got a long contract with Barcelona, but I think Coutinho has actually basically said that he wants a Premier League return, reportedly, and he has been in contact, with Manchester United as well. And it did say he wants a Premier League return, and it also did say that Liverpool would reportedly lose millions, if Coutinho was to leave Barcelona, lose millions in clauses or something like that, as it mentioned as well. So there has been a lot of talks going on about that. But obviously he's mainly an attacking mid. He can also play as a winner as well, can Coutinho. But, I don't think we don't even need an attacking mid. The only time I think we need an attacking mid is if Paul Pogba, did actually leave Manchester United, to be quite honest with you as well. So that's some transfer rumours to give you an update on. But as I did say, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is definitely the right man for Manchester United. He's set to get the Manchester United job on a full-time basis, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Manchester United want to announce it this month, to give Solskjaer the job on a permanent basis as well. So by the time we play Watford, which is obviously on the 30th of March, of course, as well, he should be Manchester United manager permanently. And Man United will come to an agreement on giving Solskjaer the job permanently, during the international break as well, which is very, very good news. And Solskjaer has said to the Manchester United board, he wants four summer signings, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's basically said this to the board. I've already explained to you, he's already identified, the areas what he feels, needs strengthening up as well, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Let me just sort this out. But for me, yeah, guys. So I think he's the right man for Manchester United, as I said, and it's good, that he's got belief in the young players as well. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Regardless of the injuries, it's good that he's giving the young players a chance, which is very very good, and it's good that the young players are gaining Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's trust, which is very very good. There is still some contract renewals out to sort out as well, but it is essential this season, that we either get that top four. There's quite a few teams, now going for that top four, so we can get into the Champions League for next season, or of course win the Champions League and automatically get into the Champions League for next season. That way it'll invest more money into the club, of course. Reports already saying we're going to get around £200 million to spend in the summer, but it's better if we can invest more money, and we'll obviously have more of a competitive summer transfer window if we can get Champions League football for next season, of course, as well. And I think we are still looking to hire a director of football to come in as well. That's what we are also doing as well. But at the moment, Solskjaer hasn't got a great managerial pedigree, in terms of like winning any major honours, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But I do believe that will come, to quite honest with him being Manchester United manager. We know new additions are needed into the club in his summer, and I do believe he can take this team forward. He can elevate this team to that higher level, and he can get us in that commanding position, that we do want to be in. And he's done a fantastic job as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's obviously made history in the Premier League now as manager, made history in the Champions League as manager as well, so too Manchester United, and of course he's got us to the FA Cup quarter-finals, he's got us to the last day of the Champions League as well, and he has done a really, really good job as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he's getting the best out of this group of players. You can see, the atmosphere, the mood's lifted in Old Trafford as well, since he's come in, and I think he suits the managerial style the club does, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and he knows the club inside out, to be quite honest. I think he's a good tactician, he knows his lineups, he knows his formations as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think hopefully he can get the right players, to come in the summer, so we can be potentially title contenders for the new season as well. Let me just sort this easy out. I'm going to try to sort this out. But for me, definitely the right man for Manchester United, because he was a great, great player for 11 years, don't forget. Scored 126 goals in all competitions under Alex Ferguson for 11 years. Won trophies, including 6 Premier Leagues and all that. Hasn't really proven himself in terms of manager at the moment, but I definitely, think that will come, and since he's come at Manchester United, he's done an absolutely great job. We've only had 1 defeat in the Premier League. That was a shame, of course. But, we have had a lot of injuries, to be quite honest with it, but we are getting positive news now. These players that are starting, to come back from injury now, of course, which is very, very good news indeed. But Solskjaer has done a really, really good job, to be quite honest. He's done a really, really good job, and for me, he's the right man for Manchester United. And everybody said, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, should get the job, to be quite honest, based on his fantastic progression he has done, so far, since he's come into the club as well. And I think he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy. He's got his little own philosophy, but I think he's following Alex Ferguson's philosophy, and he's brought the fear factor back to the club as well, which is very, very good. And you can see, that the players, do want to play for him, and he's getting the best out of the players. Is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course, as well. But he has actually told the board that he wants 4 signings in the summer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. Going into this Wolves-Manchester United game, of course, as well. Big game coming up on Saturday. I did my preview earlier on. Big game coming up on Saturday against Wolves in the FA Cup, away from home at Molineux. Of course, it is a 5 to 8 kickoff. I did initially do my preview earlier, but actually a few more things was updated going into that game. It is Saturday night, 5 to 8, as we all know, and we are hopeful that we can progress to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. But we know that it's not going to be an easy game against Wolves, because Wolves have been in really, really good form, this season. They've got a good record against the big teams, this season of Wolverhampton Wanderers. We drew with them earlier on in the season at Old Trafford as well. And I think since Nuno Santo's gone in now, I think he's actually elevated Wolverhampton Wanderers. To be quite honest, we didn't they spend quite a bit of money last summer as well. But I think he's transformed that Wolves team as Nuno Santo, to be quite fair. And they're doing very, very well. They're sitting 7th in the league. They've progressed to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup as well. I said they've done really, really well against the big teams this season as well of Wolves. The last time we actually played Wolves in the FA Cup, it was in the 4th round back in 2005-2006, which was like 13-14 years ago, and Manchester United won that game 3-0. This is actually the 100th meeting between Wolves and Manchester United in all competitions as well. The last time we played them at Molineux in the league, which was 7 years ago, Manchester United won by 5 goals to 0. This was actually 7 years ago as well. The last time Wolves actually got to the FA Cup semi-final final was back in 1997, 1998 as well. So we got a bit of team news, going into the Wolves game, as I updated you earlier on. So obviously it'll be likely probably Diego Dalot will probably be playing at right back, because obviously Ashley Young is suspended for this game as well. And we know mainly he has been our first choice right back as Ashley Young, to be quite honest with you. And he's been one of the longest serving players here. He has been here, 7-8 seasons now, Ashley Young at Manchester United, of course, as well. And he has made over 200 appearances or something like that in all competitions, Ashley Young. Obviously, he's now under contract here until 2020, but he's aging up now. He's getting too old, is Ashley Young. I think he's been getting exploited far too easily on that right-hand side, to be quite honest with you. But obviously, he's suspended for this game. Of course, Valencia is currently injured. He's currently got a calf injury as Antonio Valencia. So I think initially he's out for a couple of weeks as Valencia. He's been here since 2009. It's his 10th season out at Manchester United. Of course, he's won everything here as well as Antonio Valencia. And he's made over 300 appearances, of course, in all competitions as well. But he is 33 as Valencia. Ashley Young's 33. But by the time his contract term expires, Ashley Young, I think it will be nearly 35 years older, to be quite honest with you as well. But Valencia is definitely on his way out of Manchester United in the summer, after Manchester United opted against the decision, to give him that new 1-year extension as well. So his contract comes to an end in the summer. So I do think Valencia is going to leave on a free. So obviously it's likely Diego Dalot will be playing as a right back, of course, because initially he is a right back, but obviously most recently, when we have been playing Diego Dalot, we have played him in a more advanced role. We've played him more attackively, Diego Dalot, and to be quite fair, he has performed very, very well in that role, to be quite honest with you. I do think he'll rest a few players, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I do think, he will rotate the squad, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, for this game. I don't think De Gea, I forgot to mention that in my preview, I don't think De Gea will be playing in this game either against Wolves. I think, De Gea will be rested in goal, and I think, Romero will be in contention to start in goal, because obviously in the three previous rounds of this competition, obviously Sergio Romero has started in goal as well. So I think De Gea will be dropped, and Sergio Romero will be starting in goal as well. He'll probably more than likely stick with the same centre-back partnership as he has been going with most recently, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He'll probably stay with Smalling and Lindelof. We know Eric Bailly is available, to quite honest. We know even Marcus Rojo is available as well. But he'll probably go with Smalling and Lindelof, to be quite honest with him, as a centre-back partnership, because they have been, blending in very, very well together, Smalling and Victor Lindelof, to be quite fair. Probably at left-back again, it will be Luke Shaw, because obviously, Luke Shaw is obviously, our first choice left-back, to be quite honest with you. And, of course, we know that Matic will be featuring in this game. He should be featuring in this game, Nemanja Matic, because obviously he just recently recovered from injury as Nemanja Matic, to be quite honest with you. He did have a really, really poor game against Arsenal, did Matic, to be quite honest with you. I thought he slowed that midfield down. I thought, he looked very, very ineffective in that midfield, to be quite honest with you. But regardless of the injury, before he got that injury, I thought his performances were really, really good under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. His distributions had improved. He's looked more effective in his passing. We know he's aging up. We know he's tall and he is very, very slow, but his performances have improved under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But he did have a bad game against Arsenal, because obviously he just recovered from muscle injury as well as Nemanja Matic. Of course, Anthony Martial has recovered from injury as well, so he'll probably be starting the game against Wolves as well. Will Anthony Martial, and of course I think he's a very, very good player for Manchester United. He didn't do much when he came on in the Arsenal game on Sunday, to be quite honest, but I think he's still young in his generation. He's very, very good on that left hand side. Is Anthony Martial, as I said. So now, of course, he's back into contention. I think there's talks that possibly Mason Greenwood could start in this game as well. Didn't recent reports say that he's been ill or something like that. So it would be good if Mason Greenwood could be involved, to make his FA Cup debut, obviously in the senior team for Manchester United as well. So he could possibly, be involved as well. Could Mason Greenwood. I actually forgot to mention him in my preview as well. But we still know at the moment, we've got injuries. I think Ander Herrera now has regained full fitness. So somewhere along the line, could Ander Herrera be involved as well, because he's been a very, very consistent player for Manchester United, especially since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come in. And we know he's been injured for, he's had a hamstring injury as Ander Herrera, but I think he's fully fit now, is Ander Herrera, as reports do say. But he has been here since, 2014, is it? Or is it 2015, or something like that? We got him from Atletico Bilbao, and I think he's always been a very, very good player as Ander Herrera, but I think especially since Solskjaer's come in, he's playing more regularly in the team. He's fitting in that midfield trio very, very well indeed, is Ander Herrera. And if Ander Herrera does, if he is fully fit, to play against Wolves at the weekend, and Solskjaer is hopeful about it, he'll go with the midfield trio of obviously, Herrera, Matic, and Pogba, which he's mainly been going with anyway, but obviously he stopped going with that because obviously, the string of injuries, that currently Manchester United suffered as well. But Herrera, Matic, and Pogba look very, very effective as a midfield trio, as we all currently know as well. I know maybe Fred, could maybe, get given the chance as well, Fred, because he hasn't really made an impact, so far, Fred, to be quite honest with you. And, to be quite honest with you, I have got reservations about him. I don't know if Fred, is a long-term solution, to be quite honest with you, for Manchester United, Fred. But he hasn't really made an impact, when he has been given the chance, which he has been of late, considering the string of injuries rather, and I haven't really been impressed with his performances, to be quite honest with you, Fred. So could he be given an opportunity? Maybe Scott McTominay. To be fair, Scott McTominay, has been very, very impressive as late, Scott McTominay, and I have been impressed with his performances because he has been playing between the lines well. He's been playing them precise passes well, as Scott McTominay. So I have, been impressed, with Scott McTominay, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. So you probably maybe give one of them a chance at least as well. And of course, I think Mata and Lingard. I don't think Lingard will be fully fit, to feature against Wolves as well. But I think is he actually close to regaining full fitness, Jesse Lingard? But I don't know if he'll be fully fit, to participate against Wolves. And he's been a really, really big miss as well as Jesse Lingard, as we all know, because he's still very, very young in his generation. He's very, very good on that right hand side as well as Jesse Lingard, and that's where he's mainly been playing. When he has been fully fit, and mainly he has been first choice anywhere as Jesse Lingard, as I currently said. But I don't he probably won't be fully fit, to play against Wolves. Probably Mata won't be fully fit either, to play against Wolves as well. And obviously Alexis Sanchez, we know he's definitely out. He's out for 4 to 6 weeks with a knee injury as well. Alexis Sanchez, to quite honest with you, I think Sanchez is on his way out of Manchester United in the summer, to quite honest with you. It will be hard for Manchester United, to find a buyer for Sanchez, because considering, his current extortionate wages, his wages are around £500,000 a week, so he's obviously on over £500,000 a week, obviously the highest paid player in the Premier League, and I think he's on his way out of the club, to quite honest. So there are reports being coming out saying that Man United, could sanction him off on loan in the summer, based on his poor performances, when he has been given the opportunity, Alexis Sanchez, and I think initially anyway he'll lose that number 7, will Alexis Sanchez, to quite honest with you, and he's nowhere near the player he was at Arsenal. He just really failed to make an impact, he's lacked goals, and I think Solskjaer's lost trust in him, and he's lost faith in him anyway, so he's obviously out now for 4 to 6 weeks with an knee injury, and he's only been here just over a year, and he has suffered, quite a few injuries as well. I don't think Lukaku, as I did actually say in my preview, I said actually Lukaku would be playing. I don't think, Lukaku probably will be playing now, to be quite honest. I think Lukaku probably will be rested or something like that. Maybe Rashford will probably be rested as well, Marcus Rashford for this game, of course, as well. But, yeah, we'll see what happens, but I think he'll rotate the squad with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but we do know that Young's not going to be featuring because obviously he's suspended. He'll probably go with Small and Lindelof as a centre-back partnership. Phil Jones could be available as well, as I forgot to mention. He's been ill recently as well, so he hasn't been playing as well. Phil Jones, Marcus Rojo is available as well. Mason Greenwood, could make his FA Cup debut as well, but we'll see who Solskjaer, selects on Saturday night, as I currently said in the process. But as I did say, Solskjaer said he's not in. Recent reports said he's not interested in buying any defenders. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. This is what he's currently said, and I think Manchester United's priority now is to go and sign a right winger in the summer, because Solskjaer will prefer to recommend a right winger to come in the summer, because he wants to give his current defenders a chance to impress and prove themselves, as he has currently explained. And I think he's identified the areas where he wants Manchester United to strengthen up. He said he wants us to get a right back, he wants us to get a left back, he wants us to get an attacking mid, and of course he wants us to get a right winner, as allegedly what it said in the media, of course, as well. But yeah, the big game at the weekend coming up, and it won't be easy, as we all currently know, but we want to progress to the semi-finals in the FA Cup. As I did say, Champions League draw for tomorrow as well. My reaction on that will be at tea tomorrow evening sometime as well, because I'm busy throughout the day tomorrow. I think it is around 11 o'clock tomorrow, the Champions League draw, something like that. Actually, all 4 teams have got into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. All four English teams have got into the quarterfinal of the Champions League, and that's like the first time for like, is it a decade, 10 years or 11 years or something like that as well. So there's a great chance of an English team actually winning the Champions League this season as well. We've seen Liverpool beat Bayern Munich 3-1, which was a shock. We've seen City comfortably beat Schalke 7-0. Barcelona beating Lyon 5-1 as well. We know Ajax are in there as well. They knocked Real Madrid out. I think Porto are in it as well. Tottenham, of course, comfortably beating Borussia Dortmund. Who else is in it? There's a few others as well. I probably haven't mentioned to you. We know Barcelona are in it as well. Porto, of course, are in it. City are in it, as I said. Liverpool are in it. We're in it, of course, as well. So it'd be interesting to see who we do currently get. It'd be interesting to see who Manchester United get drawn against. We could draw City. I think we could either draw City and Liverpool. Obviously our two fiercest rivals, as we all know, as well. So that draw is tomorrow, as we all know. But yeah, we'll focus on the Wolves game on Saturday evening. Hopefully, we can win that game as well. But yeah, reports have been coming out today, as I did say at the beginning of the video, in relation to Toby Alderweireld. Reportedly, Tottenham are resigned to losing Toby Alderweireld after reportedly Manchester United are now the favourites. They're leading the transfer chase for Toby Alderweireld in front of Barcelona and Juventus, who reportedly showed an interest in him as well. Reports do say, this is in Eurosport, Manchester United are expected to sign the 30-year-old Toby Alderweireld after his refusal to renew his contract with Tottenham, and obviously he's available for around £26 million. Of course, even though initially Solskjaer said he doesn't want a defender in the summer, he's not interested in buying defenders in the summer. This could be tempting for Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because obviously he's going to be available for a reasonable fee in the summer. Is Alderweireld, but obviously a lot of United fans wouldn't want him anywhere, because obviously we know he's Premier League proven, but obviously he's aging up now. He's age 30, of course. Is Toby Alderweireld as well, and we were obviously linked to him last summer, but we couldn't come to an agreement, to get him last summer as well. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, guys, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks.